And hello, everyone, and welcome back to downtown Fredericksburg, Virginia, as we come back home, Bob. It's four of the regular season games, fourth game of the season where we're back at Morris Stadium. Let me get that correct.
Yeah, I'm just glad to be home. How about you?
I'll tell you, it sounds a little bit loud here. Let's see if we can't crank this down some and see how that sounds a little better.
Yeah, mine's still a little sharp.
A little bit hot. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's take a little break and we'll correct that. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to downtown Fredericksburg, Virginia, as we reach Game 4 of the regular season. That's what I was trying to say, Bob. The Yellow Jackets return to Morris Stadium in search of their first win of the 2017 season. After 3 defeats to Class 5 and Class 4 schools, Yellow Jackets host a Class 3 opponent, Petersburg Crimson Wave, in the last non-district game of the season. This is a major ball game for the Yellow Jackets to try to pick up that first win. Petersburg, Bob, coming into Fredericksburg undefeated at 2-0.
I know, it's always the way, isn't it?
So the Yellow Jackets have got to have a good performance tonight. And it was Petersburg who won the coin toss. And they've elected to kick off to James Monroe on a beautiful Friday evening here in Fredericksburg. Once again, the field looks to be in excellent shape as we get set for this non-district matchup between Petersburg and James Monroe. Kicker having a tough time getting that ball to sit on the tee out there, and it fell again.
Okay, that's the tee then.
Well, I tell you, normally when it falls once, the referee, the officials will force somebody to hold that football.
Exactly. Doesn't look like they're going to do it, though.
No, he's going to try to set it up again, and let's see. We hope it don't blow off before. There it goes again.
All right, that ball's weighted at the top.
Now they're going to force him to hold the football. But how gingerly can you set that ball on a tee, Bob, to make it fall over like that?
Yeah, and not only that, this kicker may not get it square.
Fall. It did not fall. Line drive kick taken at the 6-yard line. Whistles, and probably an offsides call against Petersburg. Bring it back upfield. It's offsides against Petersburg. So is that an omen for tonight, Bob?
Let's hope so. We need some omens. We'll take what we can get.
I'm Herman Kay alongside my good friend, partner, Bob Blackburn, bringing you tonight's game on Channel 18 and 83 and Verizon Channel 41 and on the World Wide Web at www.regionalwebtv.com. So we're everywhere, and we certainly hope you enjoy our broadcast tonight. So penalty, 5-yard penalty against the Crimson Wave. Home of Moses Malone, Petersburg.
Wow, that's reaching back a few years.
Yeah, he was a good one. Huh?
Rodney something.
Hall of Famer, too. Am I correct? Yes.
Just like Herman Griffin, Hall of Famer.
Oh, my goodness. Now you're getting another whistle. Stoppage of play. I did hear a whistle.
Okay, the ball's staying up, Herman.
And we're set for the second kickoff. End over end kickoff. And on return for the Yellow Jackets, out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. PA announcer is absolutely on and loud tonight.
Yeah, it's I don't know how it sounds on the other side, but they should be able to hear it from this side.
He can hear it anyway in Fredericksburg.
Well, that may be true, too. Our buddy on Brompton Street, not too happy about that.
Shades of the old dog mart here at Mars Stadium. You remember all that stuff, Bob?
Oh, I do. My mother took part in it, and we used to watch her walk with the dogs.
Oh, yeah. Pamunkey Indian Tribe. You remember they used to come up?
Yep.
The City of Richmond Canine Dog Group. Yellow Jackets. Nice run. A.J. Johnson on the run around the right side out across the 35 to the 36. And the last time we saw him run like that, Bob, it was on the road at Charlottesville, but it was a great night for Johnson.
Yes, and I think he's waiting for a breakout night. You know, he's had some good games yardage-wise, but a breakout night would be 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Third and about 3 yards to go for James Monroe. And the big asterisk beside the quarterback's name tonight is Zach, and that's going to be Johnson. Johnson bounces to the outside and steps out of bounds at James Monroe's 49-yard line. What a great run. And Zach, the quarterback, Bob, put it right in the breadbasket. Johnson went around the left side and picked up about 12 yards on that run around the left side.
Okay, it's too early to say, but are they vulnerable on the outside? we need the outside to be free running lanes tonight.
So far the Yellow Jackets have done extremely well with their ground attack early in this football game. First and 10 yards to go. Yellow Jackets at their 49-yard line. Zach pitch. Johnson left side has the into Petersburg territory, Bob, down to about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, he tried that left side again. It's been good to him, and this time they what is that, about 2.5?
Yep. James Monroe fell to 0-3 last week with a 30-0 shutout loss at Mountain View. Here we go, second and 8 yards to go for the James Monroe Yellow Jackets. Trips to the near side of the field. Zach Davis, the quarterback, 6'5", 180, junior. Davis looking, rifles a pass over the intended receiver's head. He had 2 receivers, Bob.
He did, yeah.
Number 6 and number 3. That was Barnum and Alston, the intended receiver. He kind of threw it in between both receivers.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, isn't this first time Barnum has started out in a wide spot?
I think because Zach Davis, who had the nod in Charlottesville, I think Davis started in Charlottesville, so we might have seen him at a wide out position
you're
in that
absolutely
game.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Incomplete pass, third and 8 yards to go. Yellow Jackets trying to put together a drive. Zach's going to get the pass off, and a catch by A.J. Johnson. It was a screen, Bob, set up to the far side of the field. And I don't see any laundry or penalty markers. So that's going to set up 4th down. And about 3.5 yards to go for James Monroe in this first down.
What do you think? Go early and...
I think we should go for it. What do you think?
Hey, listen. At this point of the season, we need something to rally up the troops, right?
Got to gamble a little bit. Some discussion out there with the officials and Petersburg. Yellow Jackets hold the phone because they have not moved the ball yet, Bob. It's still back at Petersburg's 48-yard line.
And they look like they're talking to Petersburg. So
the penalty might be against.
They're backing up. Petersburg backed up.
I see the flag now. It's on the far side of the field, right around the 35-yard line on Petersburg's side of the field. And now we've got a zebra conference talking about what happened on that play.
Let's see.
still trying to decide.
Okay, I haven't seen the. Here it is. Maybe.
He fooled us, tricked us.
Okay, so it's offsetting. What is it?
Well, it's a penalty against the offense. That means that if Petersburg takes the penalty, the Yellow Jackets will have a replay of the third down. If they don't, it'll be about 3 yards shy, fourth down, of picking up the first down. So they're going to take the penalty and push the Yellow Jackets back.
Okay, so.
Will remain third down.
So it'll be a long touchdown run.
Yes.
It'll be.
Major penalty against the Yellow Jackets.
Will bring up third down and 23 from the 38-yard line.
10:05 to go in this opening quarter. Yellow Jackets with a major penalty there. And they will play the third down, and about 20 yards to go for James Monroe at that 38-yard line. Man in motion. It's going to be a handoff. Nice blocking on the edges. Cuts it back inside out to the 42-yard line. Some of those wideouts, Bob, peeled back and made some good blocks, but not enough to spring them for a long run. So the Yellow Jackets will be forced to punt the ball here on fourth down.
Yeah, it's funny. They go from 3 yards for the first down and then get penalized all the way back and they end up having to punt.
Yep.
Anyway.
The previously defeated Mountain View Wildcats took an early 10-0 lead into the break and never looked back, forcing 5 offensive turnovers last week. We'll talk more about James' offense. Fourth down and 18 yards to go. Punter standing at his 29-yard line. And the pressure on the punter gets off a nice punt. And it takes a Petersburg a lateral bounce. And you got to down it. Number 50 down on coverage, Will Dyer.
Yeah, Will's one of the captains, isn't he?
Yeah.
James Monroe Christmas ornament. You can order yours this evening here at Marty Stadium. Look for the booth near the main gate. Ornaments are handmade by local artists.
So Petersburg will have the football. First and 10 at that 30-yard line. 8:43 to go. No score from Marty Stadium. Some folks, Bob, made the trip up from Petersburg.
Yeah, I see. What do you say, about dozen, 15?
12? Is that the same as a dozen?
But you know, you think about that. If we didn't do TV, we'd probably have a lot of people.
That's going to
hurt really bad.
And the Yellow Jackets fall on it. Went right through the hands of the quarterback. And the Yellow Jackets come up with a big turnover.
Yes, this is what we need. This is what we need. A couple of important turnovers.
I haven't seen many turnovers go in favor of the Yellow Jackets in the 3 losses this year, Bob. So maybe this is something that can jumpstart them.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put it in the end zone here right away.
Here we go. First and 10 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at Petersburg's 14-yard line. Zach Davis, the quarterback. Alongside him, that's number 24, A.J. Johnson. Zach pitches to Johnson. Johnson round the left side. Cuts it inside. Bounces back to the outside.
Go AJ.
To the end zone. Touchdown, James Monroe. What a run. It's going to be a celebration penalty in the end zone against the Yellow Jackets. But a 14-yard touchdown run by A.J. Johnson. What he made that look easy, didn't it?
He did. He made a couple jukes, and the guys were just grabbing at the air.
So the Yellow Jackets get on the board first here tonight, 6-0 on a 14-yard touchdown run by A.J. Johnson. Now, some confusion out there. Unsportsmanlike against the Yellow Jackets. That's the celebration call. So they will.
Will they do that on the kickoff?
Yeah, they'll tack on. I got a fly. That's.
It's always the way, isn't it?
Yep.
It's always the way.
If Fly's gonna bring us a win, I'll take it.
That's getting desperate, huh? Come on. All right.
I haven't said the same thing about mosquitoes yet.
No. Mosquitoes are a whole different ball game.
Extra point attempt by the Yellow Jacket. The kick is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. 8:25 to go in this opening quarter. It's James Monroe 7 and Petersburg nothing back after this timeout. Welcome back to Martin Stadium, 7-0. James Monroe, 8:25 to go in this opening quarter. And Bob, they seem to be, and I don't want to jump out front so early and say that they look like a different team because we've seen them play like this in spurts.
Yeah, and usually in the first quarter, remember, they jumped on top of the first team we played.
Well, the first game, yes, Stafford.
No, that's right. Stafford was ahead.
Yeah.
Let's see. They scored first against Charlottesville.
Line drive kick. And we're getting a whistle, probable offsides against the Yellow Jackets. So Petersburg had the same problem when they kicked off. They were offsides. Then the Yellow Jackets pay them back with an offsides penalty.
People are overheating out there. Pretty soon, the Jackets, maybe they'll decide to punt this thing.
So the Yellow Jackets kicking again here from their 20-yard line. Bob, I was out here this afternoon when we'll talk about our new chairs. Well, new to us.
Well, they're beautiful, Herman.
Yes. We got
I like your taste.
Yeah, thank you. Yellow Jackets kicking off and a good kick. And it's fumble picked up at the 20, 25, 30. And he's going to be hit hard out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. So good coverage by James Monroe, even though they kicked it off from the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and they dodged a bullet there and got it all the way down to the 20-yard line. That's incredible from where they were.
Come on, Miss Cadlett.
Yeah, let's get a little more powder in that gun, right?
Yeah. That's Deputy Superintendent Dr. Marceline Cadlett.
Yes.
That's right. Who's shooting the T-shirt gun. Aim a little bit off, Bob. I have to have a talk to her about that.
Yeah, pointing a little low there. Come on.
First and 10 for Petersburg. Second possession tonight. And it was movement in the backfield and no flag. Now the flag comes out late. But one of those running backs in that backfield kind of came out of that stance, Bob. And
you think the Jackets are marching back?
Yeah, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Petersburg. Yeah, we were talking about our new chairs we have here. A nice stool. And been looking for a couple of stools for a while because the chairs, when you sit here in the press box, a little bit low.
Yeah, they are.
And a stool brings you up, good eye level. And so
maybe this will be what the Jackets need to win. But anyway, go ahead there. No.
Yeah, alongside, having us to enjoy it. It might bring some good luck to the Yellow Jackets. But I'll tell you where I got them from after this play. And that's going to be a run. And the Yellow bounces out of that, still on his feet. What a strong run. And slipping tacklers into JM territory. And that's going to be enough. Number 1, Bob, this kid, Upton Bailey, 5'11", 169. He made about 5 people miss, but a flag on the play. I'm going to get this fly.
Isn't that
in the back against the Crimson Wave will negate the 16-yard rush.
So let's see if the penalty will be against.
I heard him say block in the back. Yeah, Petersburg. So their colors are crimson and gold?
Yeah.
Okay. Crimson and gold.
Redskins colors.
Yeah.
So the penalty against Petersburg. Bob, with a lot of mistakes to open up this football game.
Yeah, that and it's hurt them so far. That was a nice run there.
So first and 15 yards to go. Ball back at the Petersburg 35-yard line. 7:34 to go in this opening quarter. Petersburg with the football. That's going to be number 1 again on the carry. This guy has got to be the designated workhorse in that backfield, Bob. And he's going to get a lot of touches back there, and the Yellow Jackets came up and wrapped him up great on that running play. Gain of a couple of yards, second and about 13 yards to go.
Yeah, it's a little warmer tonight than the 3 previous games, and I'm assuming that'll be a factor later on.
Man, tell you the good guy that I am, we had a fan over here, and I gave it up.
Oh, you are.
What a sucker. Second and 13 yards to go for Petersburg. Long signal count. Quarterback from the shotgun. Rifles the pass across the middle.
Oh, he did.
It was hot. Incomplete pass. We had a lot on that one, didn't we?
Yeah, he was Upton Bailey was his intended receiver, and I don't blame him for going stone fingers with that one.
So Petersburg taking their time here, getting a play in from the bench. That's number 12, the quarterback, Messiah Scott, 6-footer, 195. This kid is only a freshman, Bob.
Oh, my goodness.
Second, 13 yards to go. Quarterback looking to throw the football. He's trying to run it, and he's going to be...
Oh.
And is it a catch?
It is. It's not so much.
The receiver came back. That's back to the original line of scrimmage. So the quarterback, Bob, did a great job of getting rid of that football.
Yeah, he did. He had an opening there kind of up the middle if he had chosen to scramble that way. But I can't believe he got that pass off, but he did.
And the receivers were smart, Bob, because they came back to the quarterback and avoided a big loss on that play. 4th down, 10 yards to go. Punter standing back at his 30-yard line. Back deep for the Yellow Jackets. Is that Johnson? That's Barnum back. Punter gets off a punt. Barnum, the deep man, catches it on a bounce, and he's going to be pulled down at the 31-yard line. That's a gutsy return there.
Yeah, it was. I thought to myself, man, if he puts that ball on the ground, he's going to be sorry.
So, boy, these kids are...
Yeah. They're heady sometimes.
Yes. And I don't know if they're smarter, but they certainly more courageous.
Yeah. Hey, take a chance.
Yeah.
We're on tonight. We got the mojo.
First and 10 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at their 31-yard line. Operating from the pistol, the quarterback, Zach.
Thanks.
And a run. Johnson on the run. Slipping tackles. 12-yard run around the left side out across the 40 to about the 43-yard line.
I think there's going to be a penalty on the Jackets, I think. Looks like he called it from the backfield.
So, penalty. Flag on the play. Did you see what it was, Bob?
Just then, I did not see what it was, but I did see when it was thrown, and it was thrown in the Jacket backfield, yeah.
You know, we talked about the Yellow Jackets playing in spurts, Bob, but they are yet to put together a full game effort.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
Defensively and offensively, and we might get that tonight here at home. Hopefully we'll get that tonight. So that fine run by Johnson is nullified by a penalty. That's going to set up a 1st and 15 for JM at their 25-yard line. Zach Davis, the quarterback, operating from the shotgun position. Pistol, and he is a pass and a catch out near the 30.
Wow, he had two other receivers that were going
out near the
longer.
30. I'm sorry, Bob.
I was just going to say he had a couple longer receivers there, and he chose the shorter one, and they didn't get that much yardage out of it.
So 2nd and 10 yards to go for James Monroe. 4 minutes and 44 seconds to go in his opening quarter. 7-0 James Monroe. A good friend walks into the... No, it sounds like a joke. The guy walks into a bar.
Yeah, that's right.
Forrest Parker walks into the press box. Penalty mark on the play might be an offsides encroachment call against Petersburg. And the Yellow Jackets will take advantage of this penalty and move the ball out to the 36-yard line.
This is going to be one of those games where we count how many total penalties are called. And I believe that's our man down there, too.
Forrest Parker, director, Boys and Girls Club of Fredericksburg, does a great job. Give me the money. Johnson up the middle, out across the 45 to about the 48. That's a run of about 11 yards on that carry, Bob, and that's going to be enough for a JM first down.
Very unusual for AJ to go up the middle and go that far. I tell you what, he made a heck of a nice run.
Great run on that play, and great offensive line work down inside by James Monroe. These linemen are opening up holes.
Yeah, that helps.
1st and 10 yards to go. Yellow Jackets at their 49. And that's going to be a change of pace. And is that number 30?
KJ Conway gaining about 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 yards to go.
That was KJ Conway, Bob, on the carry. Number 23, 5'10", 229 senior. 3:35 and counting down here in this opening quarter.
He's a powerful runner. He really is.
Yes.
I think if you get anywhere within the 2-yard line, and that's what you need, 2 yards, he'll get them.
And that's a great change of pace for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They've run Johnson successfully, and Conway is a great change. And look at him picking his way through.
Small down to the 42-yard line.
Makes himself small.
He went under an armpit.
I tell you what, he's what you call a scat back.
Yes. Great run by Johnson. 3rd and a yard to go for the Yellow Jackets at the Petersburg 42-yard line. 7-0. James Monroe winless on the season at 0-3. Yellow Jackets keeping on the ground again, cuts it back inside, has the first down, slipping tackles, and it's a scrum down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
Wow. I will have to say something for Petersburg's defense. They come to the ball pretty well.
Yes. You know what I see here, Bob? We're talking about Petersburg coming in at 2-0, Yellow Jackets winless at 0-3. Different caliber of football being played here in this area compared to what Petersburg is used to. And you can look at JM and say weight room. They seem to be in better physical shape. And that's going to be get away and still on his feet, knocked out of bounds. That's the quarterback, Zach Davis. Would you agree?
Absolutely, and it's the first time I think it's been a factor. Usually the other side is usually bulging.
Yes.
One on the play.
Then they've got some thick players down there.
11 yards to
Talking about Petersburg, number 62, DeMonte Briggs, 6'2", 310.
Yeah, he's
a big one.
Yeah, he's big one.
2nd and 11 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. Trips to the far side of the field, and that's an out route with a catch. And that's Brandon Woldridge on the reception.
Wow, Davis is connecting up tonight on those passes.
He made the cut before the quarterback released the ball. When he made the cut and turned around, the ball was right there.
That's what you do in practice.
Pass.
Yeah, beautiful.
Third down and 6 yards to go.
3rd and 6 to go. Minute 35 to go here in this opening quarter. 7-0. James Monroe, you got 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Zach Davis under center. Turns. Hands off. Johnson weaving his way through and picks up a couple of yards inside.
Down to the 26-yard line.
That's the first time this year, Bob, we've actually seen a ground game inside.
Yes. Yeah. They must have said, okay, they know we can go wide, so we better improve the inside game.
And that's the complete game we were talking about. Your tendencies, we found success in running A.J. Johnson around their corners. What do? You switch it up and run it inside. The next time they run Johnson around the end, it's going to go for big yards.
Absolutely. You give him all that green, and he'll use it.
4th and 2 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. 2 receivers to the near side. Petersburg moved, but no penalty. Here comes the run, and that's Johnson on the carry down near the 25-yard line.
It didn't make it, I don't think.
No, it's going to be about 1.5 yards shy of picking up the first down. As far as I would talk to you, but we don't have a mic.
Not quite enough will become first down for Petersburg. 27 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Yellow Jackets still on top.
So the Yellow Jackets unable to pick up the first down, Bob. But I'm feeling good about what they've done so far.
I am too. And, Petersburg made a mistake in JM's first touchdown score. And they got him back far enough where if they make a mistake, JM would be in good shape.
So Petersburg 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now we're getting a timeout on the field. Petersburg taking a timeout with 27.8 seconds to go. And we'll take a timeout. 7-0, James Monroe back after this. Welcome back to Martin Stadium. 27 seconds to go. 1st and 10 for Petersburg. Petersburg with a run. That's number 1 who bounces to the outside. This guy is a football player, Bob. We're talking about Upton Bailey, 5'11", 169, 10th grader.
Yeah, they're working him too. So the quarterback is a freshman and he's a sophomore, right? So
And
wow. So these guys are young.
yeah, that's it.
Is that better, Herman?
Yes.
Much better. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Yeah, sounds pretty good. I think we're good.
Thank you. Boy, this technician, Jim, he does it all, doesn't he?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, he runs the camera. He's a technician. He also will play. He plays drums occasionally too.
And flies airplanes, does all kinds of good stuff. And many talents.
We're going to talk with Forrest Parker when we return here at Marge Stadium. And it's 7-0. James Monroe will be back right after this timeout. Welcome back to Maury Stadium, 7-0 end of one quarter play as we begin the second quarter. And our guest here in the press box tonight is Forrest Parker, the director of the Boys and Girls Club in Fredericksburg. Forrest, it's always good to see you. I see you every day.
It's great to be here. It's a wonderful evening. It's a beautiful night for football.
And do you get up to see the Yellow Jackets play much, Forrest?
Not as often as I'd like to, but I have a number of alumnus of the Boys and Girls Club who plays on the team, and I have a number of spectators that just love Jackets football. So I promised them I'll come out and support the team this evening, so I'm enjoying this so far.
Petersburg, second down, up the middle, number one, into the secondary at the 15-5, into the end zone, touchdown. That's going to be a 51-yard touchdown run by Upton Bailey, 5'11", 169, 10th grader. This guy is the designated workhorse in that backfield, and he showed you why on that gallop right up the middle, untouched. And they've been trying to get this guy open all night, Bob, but that's the first successful play that Bailey has run.
Yeah, strong run.
Yes.
Wow.
And we were riding on a 7-0 score before Mr. Parker came on the air.
Now.
Oh, so unfair, so unfair.
Forrest, turn in your mic, please. No, I'm just kidding you. Extra point attempt here by Petersburg. There's your snap to hold the kick. It's up. It's a low kick, but it's good. Timeout on the field, 11:48 to go. Just getting underway here in the second quarter at Maury Stadium. We're deadlocked at 7. Back after this. Welcome back to Maury Stadium, 11:48 to go. Didn't take that one long, did it?
No, it didn't. And I'd like to see AJ break one. Just go right back at him.
So 7-7. And I was talking with Forrest Parker about, we'll talk about some stuff that he's doing with the Boys and Girls Club coming up in a little bit. But Boy, luck was kind of rolling our way until this vibe hit us.
You're reaching there. You're reaching there.
It surely is.
So, some discussion now about the kickoff, and I didn't see a time. Petersburg taking a timeout. That's timeout number 2. As far as you're just getting underway, beginning of a new school year, and how are your numbers with the students coming back to this year's program?
Well, so far we're extremely pleased. We're averaging about 85 students a day. Next week, I'm looking for that to blossom up to over 100 young people in the greater Fredericksburg community. So we're doing real well. You know, we're the largest after-school program of its type in the Fredericksburg region, and we just love the students here in the city of Fredericksburg. They're wonderful.
Well, you do great things, and we share the same building, down at the original Walker Grant in the Annex building, and great neighbors.
Yes, we love sharing the facility with you, Herman. You're such a motivational type guy, and the city of Fredericksburg schools is lucky to have you.
Thank you so much, Farsh. You normally don't treat me that way. There's a kick along the ground. It goes out of bounds, and the penalty will be against Petersburg. But it's a pleasure sharing. And one common goal we have, Bob, is that we work with similar type kids. And they're kids that that need the attention of special programs and that type of thing, and Boys and Girls Club meet the needs of these kids every evening.
Yeah, and that, you can't beat that, because if kids are involved, they're going to stay out of trouble.
That's right.
Now, 100 kids, how do you watch them all?
Well, that's a challenge for us. But between those hours of 3 p.m. and 7 p.m., believe me, having them at our facility instead of on the streets makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely correct. First and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at their 36-yard line. Yellow Jackets, you got a receiver to the near side there. He's in motion. We're getting a whistle. Might be a timeout. Offensive coordinator Delano Green taking a timeout. Didn't like that setup by his offense, so they're going to talk about it. Timeout on the field, 11:48 to go in the second quarter. 7-7 tie. Back after this. Welcome back to Marge Stadium. Yellow Jackets set with a 1st and 10 yards to go here. And they keep it on the ground. Nice run up the middle. Ball comes out. And they're going to say the running back was down at the 39-yard line. So the Yellow Jackets getting a break there, Bob.
Yeah, they don't need to make a mistake at this point right here. What they need is a nice long drive.
So, second down and about 7 yards to go.
Second down and 7 yards to go.
So, far as I guess some of these kids,
Yes.
I'm coming through your program.
There's a number of them, and they are outstanding.
Second down and 6 yards to go. The Yellow Jackets into the secondary. A fake on the play. I thought Johnson had the football, but it was a keeper by the quarterback, Zach Davis, and a flag coming out.
Yeah,
Going to be a face mask.
Ooh, that's a break for the Jackets.
Yes. So the Yellow Jackets are in a ball game here against a team that they can beat. Matter of fact, we said that coming into every game this year.
Well, we have, because we're spoiled and we know that the Jackets can beat a lot of good teams.
Yellow Jackets getting off to a slow start this year. First time in what, since 2001 they've started 0-3?
Yeah, I can't remember that, and if it goes any further than that, it'll. I mean,
we've been spoiled.
I'm hoping they turn it around. Yeah, we have been spoiled. That's for sure.
So a discussion by the officials. As far as I know, you officiate basketball. You ever give football a try?
No, I'd rather have the indoor sports. It's a little too chilly during that December months to do that football. So I'll allow you tough guys to have the outdoor type sports. I'm an indoor man.
So, second down, 8 yards to go for JM at their 38-yard line. Two receivers split to the near side of the field, operating from the pistol formation. And a pass, and that's going to be number 15, a little stiff arm, and fighting for that first down, going to be about a yard shy. What a nice
swing pass, huh?
Yeah, Chris Reeves-Williams, nice target, Bob, at 6'1", 175, and tried to pick up that first down.
Yeah, that'll help. Of course, where are we at? Third, so we still have
got about a yard to go here to pick up this first down. Ball just shy of the 45-yard line. 10 minutes remaining in this first half. Entertaining first half thus far. Yellow Jackets need to open up a can here now. Third and a yard. Yellow Jackets, nice hold.
Yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be good.
40, 35, 30,
That's
20, 15, 10, 5, into the end zone, touchdown. 56-yard touchdown run. Flag coming out. Might be another flag back up the field. It's going to be a holding call against the Yellow Jackets, nullifying that run.
That is such a shame. Wow.
Boy, what a huge hole on the near side of the field.
Did you see him turn it on?
Yes, he
Put
did.
those afterburners on.
Oh, he got that arch in his back.
Yeah, we know that arch.
Penalty against the Yellow Jackets. That's going to take 7 off the board. What a disappointing penalty here.
I say let AJ get a drink of water and let him do it again.
Yeah, rest him for a play and let him do it again.
Right.
So, referees again. This got to go down as this first half.
A lot of flags.
A lot of flags. A lot of sidebars by the officials out there.
He's talking to Jam. What's up?
We had 2 flags on the play. Got one against the Yellow Jackets, and they get in a sideline violation against the Yellow Jackets. So it's 2 penalties, and you take the major penalty.
Block in the back against the Yellow Jackets.
Oh, I was being optimistic.
So, major penalty against James Monroe. Did you see it, Forrest?
No, I'm understanding there's some excitement on the sideline. I think a coach maybe got a little too close to the field.
They were celebrating as he was running up the sideline. It came out just a little bit close to that field. And that was the second penalty. So third down, 8 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. Zach Davis. Zach pumps, fakes, and throws a pass. It's underthrown, but the catch, and beats his man up the sideline and pulled down from behind. Number 15, Chris Reeves-Williams. And I see no flags on the play.
Hallelujah.
And so the Yellow Jackets get back the big play. Boy, they're going to give him a fit for allowing that guy to run him down.
You know, it's either take it home or don't do it at all.
So a completed pass down at the Petersburg 15-yard line. So the Yellow Jackets, I like that, Bob, because they didn't hang their heads after that.
Exactly.
penalty.
Exactly. Now they have a serious serious red zone thing here.
You got 3 receivers, one in motion to the near side. Quarterback, that's Johnson on the run, picks his way down inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line. Boy, Zach Davis, Bob, see him go through with those fakes after.
Yeah. He's a classic quarterback, and I think when he starts, he has more confidence.
Yeah.
And tonight, he's really leading this team.
Gain of a yard on that initial first down play, setting up a second. And about 9 yards to go for James Monroe. They're all bunched in there on the right side, and that's going to be Zach.
Gotta run,
Zach looking to throw the football, and he's still on his feet, fighting his way down near the 10-yard line. Boy, he went airborne there for a while, didn't he?
Yeah. I tell you one thing, he for 6'4", 6'5", he's pretty mobile.
We said that last year about Zach. He's kind of lanky at. He's 6'5", 180, but he seems to have tremendous strength.
He does, and I saw it last year a lot.
You can jump in there anytime you want to. So Zach Davis, the general out there on the field, now we're getting a timeout. Who's taking that timeout? JM's timeout. 8:02 to go in this first half. Our score 7-7. Back after this. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. 8:02 to go in this first half. 7-7. The Yellow Jackets trying to get on the scoreboard here. Faced with a third down and about 6 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at the Petersburg 11-yard line. Zach Davis from the pistol formation, movement by the Yellow Jackets.
Oh, that hurts.
And that's going to push them back 5 yards. You don't want to take a timeout with your offensive coordinator and come out and do that.
Yeah, they were aiming to please the coach.
Yes. They were fired up and ready to go.
Got Barnum in there now.
Yeah.
Get him free on the outside, though. He can cover the distance.
Yeah, you get them one-on-one on the outside.
Right.
With their quickness, they can beat some of these secondary people for Petersburg. So you got Barnum on the far side of the field. You got 2 receivers in the slot here. Pistol formation. And Zach's looking. Got to get rid of it. Has a man. He rifles a pass and he hits the defender right in the face. He tried to get it to number 15 in the corner of the end zone, Chris Reeves Williams, but he didn't see that defender between himself and the receiver. Thus, it's an incomplete pass.
Looks like field goal attempt coming up.
So that's Hernandez, am I correct?
Yeah.
Miguel.
Is he number 17?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's going to be about a 32-yard field goal attempt here by Hernandez. And a slight angle from the right hash mark. Hernandez gets the kick off. Got plenty of leg.
I think he did it.
Yes, he did. 33-yard field goal by Hernandez. And the Yellow Jackets pull ahead here with 7:50 to go. Timeout on the field in this first half. JM 10 and Petersburg 7. Back after this timeout.
All football alumni are reminded to stop by the field house.
Oh, that's right, Bob. Welcome back, everybody. Tonight is alumni night.
Alumni night, okay.
Yes. So we got a lot of folks making their way back here to James Monroe.
I saw Sammy Franzello. He's an alumni for sure.
You know what Sammy said? He met me when we came in. We'll talk about it after this play. Booming kick into the end zone. Going to be a touchback, 1st and 10 for Petersburg at the 20-yard line. So he was sitting on the bench where Tony normally sits. He had the pom-pom.
Had the pom-pom thing. He did the same thing when I came through. I had to look the other way for a minute because it almost made me cry.
I'm telling you. And what happened was he said, Herman, last week we were listening to the game. And they walked in, probably 5 minutes they were listening. And we said, Tony would always say, back at the friendly confines of Martin Stadium. And he said they heard that. He said it was great.
Well, I tell you what, I'm impressed with your field goal kicker. He might have a potential college career. He can really kick that ball.
Not too bad for high school.
Absolutely correct for us. Talking about number 17, Miguel Hernandez, 6'1", 180. He's a senior. 1st and 10 for Petersburg. Petersburg swing pass in the flat. And the ball comes out and the Yellow Jackets might have it.
Yeah, they do. That will help.
That's what hard hitting will do.
That was a hit.
And it goes back to what we talked about earlier, weight room.
Yeah, and not only that, he ran into his own man. He ran into
and he's getting up slow. I think he got dazed a little bit.
I think he's embarrassed about what happened, too.
And he ran into his own player, too. It was a double hit.
Yes. So the Yellow Jackets with another turnover here. And they've got to take advantage and put points on the board because we know what number 1 can do in Petersburg's backfield. 1st and 10, James Monroe. Zach Davis under center, man in motion to the far side, a counter inside, nice run. Johnson on the carry, down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. I like the play calling tonight.
You're right. Tonight we have the inside going.
Yes.
And,
well, that's because Forrest Parker's in the house. The inside player. I advocate that. Run up in that middle.
There you go.
Up.
Yes, sir. Doing some great blocking, too.
Pounded down inside in the trenches.
There you go. Remind me of America's team offensive line.
There we go. Cut his mic. 4th down and 7 yards to go. Yellow Jackets. And that's going to be Johnson. Boy, did you see the lean? The strength?
I love the way he fades back and forth and then turns the gas on.
Now, we're talking about a kid that's 5'6", 160 pounds. And I remember playing with guys like that size, that had tremendous hearts. They were all about football.
Yeah, that when they came up in elementary school, they earned their wings. Right?
That's right. They were beaten down, but they got back up.
Absolutely.
So,
play, 3rd and 1.
3rd and a yard to go. Davis under center. Will he keep the football? Turns, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson, what a defensive play by number 3. That's Tribby for Petersburg, who shot the gap, got into the backfield, and wrapped up Johnson for a loss of a yard.
Yeah,
great defensive play.
Absolutely. We don't need another field goal attempt here. I say let Davis work his magic.
Or throw the ball, and you let your defense. Well, they're going to take a timeout here. Yellow Jackets taking another timeout. So let's keep it right here and talk about what options you would have as an offensive coordinator. What would you do in a situation like this? Coach Bob, Coach Forrest.
Okay, you want me to go first? Or go?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I say some kind of ride into the line and then a pitch around the wide right side.
Okay.
I think some play action could work right now, but I'm not sure. I might consider that field goal. You want to get some points on the board.
That's true.
The field goal kicker is doing such a superb job that could make a difference. I think it's within his range. He just kicked one from this distance just a few minutes ago. And we don't want to give Petersburg the momentum again,
Matter of fact, if they went for the field goal here, it would be about the same thing, a 32, 33-yard field goal.
And the other one was strong. That one could have been
45 yards.
Further. Yes, sir.
Okay, the gig's up. 17 isn't on the field.
Yeah, they're going for it.
Okay.
All right. 4th and a yard and a half to go for James Monroe. That guy in the backfield, number 24. You got 2 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far. Will they throw the football here on 4th down?
He just might.
And all of them man-to-man.
Operating from the pistol formation. And he tried to ride him in there like you said, Bob. But instead of the pitch, he gave him the ball. And don't know about that play, so put an asterisk on your paper there and you're scoring. The Yellow Jackets missed an opportunity for a possible field goal here.
Yes.
And came away with no points.
Yes. I probably would have did play action on that. I think there was one-on-one coverage on all the wide receivers. So, your best wide receiver probably could have got open.
Yeah, I'd say in that right corner over there, probably would have been so wide open. Wouldn't know what to do with it.
I think we can get it back with 5:38 to go. 1st and 10 for Petersburg. You just got a key on number 1 in that backfield. You got somebody in that, one of those linebackers have got the key on this guy. Everywhere he goes, you got to go with him. Petersburg, and that's a run inside. And the Yellow Jackets, nice game tackling.
6 yards on the play.
Old jailbreak. Gain of about 4 yards on that play. We'll say 5 yards, setting up a 2nd and 5. 5:19 to go in this first half of football. Non-district matchup, Central District Class 3, Region 3A. We're talking about Petersburg. Head coach is a guy by the name of Michael Scott. And we talked about it earlier, Bob, home of Moses Malone.
They'd probably like Moses to be a wide receiver, wouldn't they?
2nd down and 5 yards to go. And that's the
Oh,
guy.
this
You
is
got
bad news.
He's gone again. You got a key on him. He's going to
He's
score
gone.
into James Secondary at the 10-5 into the end zone touchdown.
Anything down?
No play.
79-yard touchdown.
79-yard touchdown run by Upton Bailey. I've been around the game a little bit, and there are certain guys you have to spy on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's the man.
He's the guy.
You got to watch him throughout the backfield because they give him the ball. He's going straight up the middle.
And the thing is, not only does he have tremendous speed, but he can make you miss.
That's right. He got some power, too. He break some tackles.
Yep.
Even though the last 2 times he hasn't been touched.
Extra point attempt here by Petersburg. Late man coming on for the Crimson Wave.
It's going to get it.
There's the snap, a low snap, and he gets it up, and it is good. Crimson Wave strike on a long touchdown run to go back ahead of James Monroe. 4:42 to go in his first half. Our score, it's Petersburg 14, James Monroe 10. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. 4:42 to go. Petersburg kicking off to James Monroe. End over end kick, taking that to 12, 15, 20. Around the left side, bounces to the outside. Still on his feet. Taken down at the 30-yard line. Good coverage on that kickoff by Petersburg. And the Yellow Jackets, I would not sit on it here.
No, absolutely not.
I'll check out my passing game a little bit. Vertical passes down the field.
Well, I think they're making adjustments in terms of inside the line. They're playing the wide receivers one-on-one. I think they'll be open for somebody going deep. I think some play action right now would work.
I'll go for that.
The bomb.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the Yellow Jackets will do here. Former standout great at James Monroe, Delano Green. And of course, Temple University is the offensive coordinator. Davis sends a man in motion to the near side. Turns, pitches, Johnson on the outside, and pops it through for a nice run of about 8 yards out near the 40-yard line.
He was only a juke step away from getting to the outside on that, way outside.
Well, if he had popped through that, he'd have been gone.
Yep, yeah. And you know doggone well he'd love to see a little green out in front.
Yeah. As far as who is your professional football team?
Well, Herman, I know that you are a Skins fan, but I'm patriotic.
We are.
And the fabulous Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Everybody know it.
You could have said any team but them. That's okay.
Uh-oh.
Picks it up, and they lose a yard. Now, that's your 0-3 team here now.
Yeah.
You know, making the mistakes that they made in the previous games, and you got to cut those mistakes out because they want to get a first down here so that they can keep the ball away from Petersburg and try to put some. If they don't put any points on the board, it's a moral victory for James Monroe.
Absolutely.
But you've got to make your first downs, and you can't afford to put the ball on the ground like that.
It's a big player here.
Big third down play, third and 3 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at their 36-yard line. Trips to the near side of the field from the pistol formation. Zach, three-step drop, has a man. He's got to fight for it.
Come on, baby.
And I think with that last surge, he got that first down. What a great play.
Second effort.
Chris Reeves Williams with the second and third efforts.
Strong play.
Yes.
Nice job.
Initially, he would not have gotten that first down. That second effort made a difference.
And that's why we talked about last week in the loss of Mountain View, Bob. We didn't see any players quit. And he didn't quit on this play.
That helps because that's going to hopefully pay off for him one of these days.
But a hole was there, but it closed quickly. Johnson on the carry out to the 42-yard line. 2:30 to go in this first half.
Yeah, they're going to have to speed it up a little bit. Not much time. No timeouts left.
Yellow Jackets trail by 4. Been a very interesting first half of football. Entertaining half of football as well. 2nd and 9 yards to go. Trips to the far side of the field. You got a good target on the near side. Zach Davis. Here comes Petersburg. Davis steps up. Rifles a pass, and it's dropped. That's Bonham, the intended receiver on that play.
Yeah, if he had caught that ball, he'd had one spin move and he's gone.
Yeah.
You know, I have to say, you know, the Jackets are running up in the middle, and I've been watching Will Dyer. He's been throwing some great blocks.
Yeah. And I like that little step up Zach Davis is doing. He's letting that pressure fly by him, and he steps up and delivers a pretty good-looking football.
Nothing like experience to know when to do that.
2nd and 9 yards to go for James Monroe. Here come the blitz by Petersburg. Going to have to get out of that.
Zach.
So they blitzed 2 downs in a row. To counter the blitz, you have to get rid of the football real quick. Screen pass left to right will do it.
Or even a draw.
Jordan would do it as
Work
well.
also, and they're telegraphing what they're about to do. You can see them.
Yeah, they're moving all around back then in secondary. Here we go, 4th down, and about 19 yards to go, and I would let time run off the clock. I could even take a delay of game penalty here because don't want number 1 to get his hands on that football again. There's your flag. Take the delay. Is that the call?
Something was. What we need is one of those 25-second clocks at either end of the field.
Oh, legal substitution.
I don't know what that sign. Kind of looked like.
What was that? Illegal substitution? I thought it might have been.
Might have been that.
Yeah, it was on Petersburg.
Or is that move you do with the electric slide? Penalty against Petersburg. Punter standing at his 25-yard line, takes his time, gets off a decent punt, and it takes. Oh, yeah! Nice hit. What coverage.
Get down the field, number
Zion Austin. Excellent coverage by Austin. That's those gunners on the outside that paid the big bucks to get downfield.
That was a big tackle. He got by that man. He might have hit some running room.
So good coverage on that kick punt return. And 1:05 remaining in this first half.
They need to shout at number 1. Got to shout at number 1. Where is he?
Yeah, you can put 2 people to key on him now. You just don't want to give up the big play.
Is he out there? I'm not sure.
He's out there.
Yeah, you can hear the music.
First and 10 for Petersburg. At their 24-yard line, there's a pitch around the left side, and this guy is dangerous. Pulling a couple of jam players with him out across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. And gain of about 4 yards, setting up a second down. And 6 yards to go for Petersburg. Now Petersburg taking a timeout, and we'll keep it right here. Next week, we're on the road. I think we go out to Chancellor, am I correct?
I think that's where we are, yeah.
Let's see. Where are we next week, Forrest? Do you know?
Week 2, week 3.
Nope. I think we are at Chancellor.
I think you're right,
week.
Herb.
That's a good
Battlefield District standings, Bob, coming into tonight's football game. Number 1 is Easton View at 3-0. In the second spot, Spotsylvania 2-0. Caroline 2-2. Chancellor 0-3. Chancellor, Cortland, Janesboro, and King George are all winless in the Battlefield District. Boy, it's going to be some stretch run.
Wow. Who would have thunk?
Yeah. Second and 6 yards to go for Petersburg. And up the middle, this guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's tough. Slipper as an eel. 40 seconds to go.
1 minute drill. Get ready.
See if they pass it here.
I'll get man-to-man coverage over here.
Third down.
Okay.
And another run.
There we go again.
Yep, outside. Out across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. So 24 seconds. As soon as they set the chain, the clock should start. There we go.
Yeah, they've already got a play called ahead of time here.
Boy, it looked like the ball came out.
Should be the last play. That's it, halftime.
What a great observation there, Forrest.
Well, Herman, I'd like to thank you and Bob for the opportunity to be a part of this first half. It's been a delight, and thank you for all those kind things you said. I'll pay you next week. Sorry about that. But it's a pleasure being a part of the James Monroe Jackets experience, and good luck in the second half. If you're interested in Boys and Girls Club, please feel free to stop by the original Walker Grant. And we are looking to continue to enroll some of the outstanding young people in the greater Fredericksburg community.
Chris, does that fall into the category of a commercial? That fall into the category of a commercial, so he has to pay up for that one.
Well, for a nonprofit.
We appreciate it, and thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
here.
Thank you, Bob.
Yes, indeed.
Y'all doing a great job.
Good to meet you, and thank you for everything you do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Forrest.
Bye-bye.
Timeout, halftime here at Maury Stadium. 14-10. Petersburg will be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. It's halftime, and our score, it's Petersburg 14, James Monroe 10. Entertaining first half of football tonight. The Yellow Jackets are hanging in there.
Yeah, and I think they missed one opportunity that might have made a big big deal. But I hope they don't get down on themselves. You know, I honestly thought, at Petersburg at 2-0, they may not have been in this ball game at this point. But hey, they're hanging in there.
Yes, surprising to me that the Yellow Jackets are hanging around with Petersburg, because Petersburg coming in with a 2-0 record.
Right.
And some of those schools they might have beat up on down there are pretty good schools, I would think.
Yeah, they've bound to have played a couple AAA schools. I don't know exactly who they played, but there are a lot of AAA schools in the Chesterfield area, and some down toward Petersburg also. You want me to go over this first half scoring? Okay. Let's see. The Jackets got on the board first at 8:25 with a 14-yard TD run by A.J. Johnson. Point after was good, and the Jackets took a 7-0 lead to the end of the first quarter. Petersburg struck back early in the second quarter with a 51-yard TD run by Upton Bailey. The point after was good, and that tied the game at 7-all. JM took the lead temporarily at 7:30 on a 33-yard field goal by Hernandez, and that made it 10-7 James Monroe. But then Petersburg turned around before the into the half at 4:42 with a 79-yard TD run. Who else? Upton Bailey. So the point after was good, and Petersburg took a 14-10 lead here at halftime at Maury Stadium.
So that's the way things went in the first half of tonight's football game. And we should say Bailey 14 and James Monroe 10.
I know. I don't like to look at it that way, but then again, they're dependent on one guy. Maybe we can key on him a little bit.
And, you know, we can spot good runners or great runners, Bob, because we've seen them so much here at James Monroe.
We have.
And he
really
looks
have.
like the type of kid that would be a JM player. You know?
Okay. You're recruiting? I'm good with that.
But Upton Bailey, 5'11", 169, and this guy's going to be around for 2 more years. He's only a 10th grader. But tonight he's having, I guess, his type of night, 2 long touchdown runs, putting Petersburg on the board. But the Yellow Jackets are hanging right in there. Matter of fact, Bob, I would think they outplayed Petersburg, and they missed a couple of opportunities to put more points on the board. So one thing they've got to learn, because of the type of team that they have, Bob, is that they have got to, when they get down there, they've got to punch it in.
Or get some points on the board.
You got to get some points on the board. Yeah. So it's halftime here at Maury Stadium on a Friday night. Herman Kay, Bob Blackburn, and Jim Chandler. Our score, Petersburg 14 and James Monroe 10. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Maury Stadium as we get set for the second half kickoff. Yellow Jackets kicking off to Petersburg. It's 14-10 Petersburg. Kicker gets good, foot into the football, goes into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. You know, that referee was going to allow him to bring it out?
Yeah,
late whistle.
He thought he was watching a college or pro game, I think.
So it's the touchback. Boy, Hernandez is booming his football.
He's a kicker.
Yes. So that's a couple of touchbacks by Hernandez tonight.
Yeah, that helps because the guys run down the field and they don't have to make a head-on tackle at 30 miles an hour. they like that.
Now let's see what the JM halftime talk was all about. See what kind of spirit they come out here with to start this third quarter. It's 1st and 10 for Petersburg at their 20-yard line. Let's see if they got a spy on number 1 in that backfield.
Yeah.
Got to slow this guy down.
Slotting the shotgun.
And there's your snap. Number 1 on the carry, getting to the outside. Leans forward out across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. They're going to exclusively go to this guy, Bob.
Yeah, they're going to wait until JM solves that mystery there.
And pretty much we had Tommy Hayden up here in the press box at the halftime. Tommy is a JM graduate, teaches up at Hugh Mercer High School and loves sports. And Tommy said they need to exclusively go with number 24 for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
2nd and about 4 yards to go for Petersburg. Long signal count. And they fake the handoff to number 1. And that's going to be, he's got the football. And he's going to be ridden down out across the 35 to about the 37-yard line.
Got that first down. That'll help them. I'm hoping that seemed like a busted play there.
Yeah. But, I mean, looking at number 1, Upton Bailey for Petersburg, Bob, haven't seen him hit for a loss tonight. Always running downhill, picking up additional yards. So they're going to have to put a helmet on his helmet and prevent this guy from picking up any yards.
Yeah.
First down and 10 yards to go. Petersburg at that 37-yard line. Yellow Jackets showing blitz. Operating from the shotgun. That's going to be Bailey again, flag coming out. Might be a holding call against Petersburg.
You see him just picking the holes
Yeah.
there. Wow.
Flag down in the backfield.
Might have been a motion penalty. Chop block against Petersburg. You know, I was talking with one of the Petersburg people here at press box at half, Bob, and he said this is pretty typical of what they do. He said Bailey averages about 3 touchdowns a game. They make mistakes. You know, Bailey is a 10th grader. The quarterback is a freshman. So he said they're very young and they're subject to making mistakes.
I tell you what, maybe we could see if Bailey is looking for a new school.
And home here in Fredericksburg. I think we could provide him a nice home.
Absolutely.
Yep. Wonderful guardians.
Wonderful. That's right.
First and 20 yards to go for Petersburg at that 22-yard line. Quarterback, the freshman. Inside run. It looks like.
Oh, wow. Flag comes out. Somebody must have grabbed the mask in that pile.
And again, a flag on the play. See what the call is here. They are young, Bob, but they're a great-looking young team that's got a lot of potential. You know, and the guy from Petersburg, we were talking, and we was looking at what we've done in the battlefield, and all of our top contenders in the battlefield are winless. And he said, that's pretty much so. I said, when do you guys play Dinwiddie? He said, oh, that's the one we're looking forward to. I guess that's the game that will determine how far they've come this year.
Okay. And if Dinwiddie is anything like they have been in the past, they are something.
Yeah. Winners almost every year. We found that out last year when we went down to Dinwiddie. First down and about 16 yards to go from the 21-yard line. Quarterback for Petersburg awaits the snap from the center, gets the snap, fakes a handoff, rolling to his right, and he fumbles the football, and he gets it back.
And he's sacked in the backfield.
So, loss of a couple of yards, setting up a second down, and about 17, 18 yards to go.
Nice job for the Jackets penetrating in that backfield, and that will help as long as number one doesn't run by him.
Hit the quarterback and stripped the quarterback of the football, and alertly the quarterback fell on it, retaining possession of the ball. Second down, about 17 yards to go. Quarterback from the pistol formation gets a snap, a handoff. Number 23 finding his way through, knocked around like a pinball. That's Hendricks on the carry. They got a very young team, Bob. A lot of underclassmen on Petersburg's team.
Wow, you'd think they'd be rebuilding instead of sitting on a 2-0.
Yellow Jackets, Battlefield District, Class 3, Region 3B.
Wow, that's a lot of definers there.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff to talk about to identify yourself, too.
Yeah, right.
Third down, 12 yards to go. Probable passing down here, 2 receivers to the near side of the line. Quarterback dropping back, and it's a screen pass. Blockers out in front, and that's going to be number 1 into jam territory.
46-yard line, and up for a Petersburg first down.
So they moved the chain on the far side of the field down to the James Monroe 46-yard line. They held as long as they could, Bob.
They did, and number one's going to find some way to hurt you.
And that time he was on the receiving end of a screen pass. Turned that into a big first down play. So first and 10 for Petersburg at the James Monroe 46-yard line. Quarterback from the pistol formation. Number 7 in center turns around, talks to the quarterback about something. And that's going to be number 1. And he's
Nice
hit.
job.
Yes. Loss of a couple of yards on that play.
Chase Brown. Second
And
down,
let's see, that's Chase Sproul in on the stop for the Yellow Jackets. Come on, we need to start calling some defensive players numbers now. And we'll talk about some of those defensive players out there. Chris Carter, Charlie Fry, Kerry Young, Tyrone Greenhow, Chase Brown, KJ Conaway, Chris Cargill, Zion Alston, Barnum, Adrian Ryan, Brandon Woolridge, some of the defensive players out there for James Monroe. Second down and 11 yards to go from the JM 47-yard line from the pistol. It's going to be a handoff to number 1, and he's
Don't let him
breaking
out
his
there.
way through, slipping tacklers.
Don't let him
These
out
guys
there.
are going to have to hit him and knocked out of bounds right around the 5-yard line. Well, they're going to say the 11-yard line.
first down.
This guy is good.
Yeah, he's a Jim Brown style runner when he needs to be, and a Walter Payton also. Wow.
It was close to putting that one into the end zone. And again, it's Bailey who's burning the Yellow Jackets tonight. Have not found a way to stop him, as he was knocked out of bounds at the James Monroe 11-yard line. Looks like Bailey's just heating up, Bob.
Yeah, I saw him bending over there a little bit. I think he's tired, but playing tired, he's still a weapon.
Scott, the quarterback, hands it off again to Bailey, picking his way, and finally pulled down right around the 11-yard line. No gain on that play. This guy jukes
Yeah, he does.
and jives. He give it to you, take it back. Then a little burst of speed. Got it all.
Yeah, he really does. Power and speed.
Play, second down.
So no gain on that first down play, setting up a 2nd and 10 at the JM 12-yard line. Scott, the quarterback. Scott. And it's a handoff to number 23, I think. That's Hendricks on the carry. Down to the 10-yard line. Trying to give you that 1-2 punch back there now, Bob.
Yeah, I think they're going to give Bailey a break and then watch out after he gets rested a little bit.
Big third down play here for James Monroe defensively. 5:50 to go here in this third quarter. Yellow Jackets trail by 4. 14-10 outscore. Third and about 8 yards to go at the JM 10-yard line. Quarterback. Handoff. That's going to be number 1.
Come on, lock him up.
My goodness. You got to tackle him. You can't let him stiff arm you like that. And finally, they catch up to him. This guy has an excellent stiff arm ball. Yeah, these players are bouncing off that stiff arm.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that he knows how to do that. Slip, move.
Loss of yards on that running play. The Yellow Jackets defense, you know, he was running around the right side and got bottled up in reverse field, and it looked like he had a lot of daylight, but that JM defense caught up with him.
Yeah, I have to give the guys credit for that.
Yes. So now we're faced with the 4th and about 14 yards to go, and they're going to go for it here on 4th down. They've got a great kicker too, but they're not going to go for the field goal.
All right, I'm going to watch number 1 here, and I'm hoping everybody on the D is doing the same thing.
Scott, the quarterback, and now we're getting, you got a fall on the ball, but it's going to be a delay of game call against Petersburg. So the Yellow Jackets have dodged the bullet so far here, Bob. And if they can come away from this series without giving up some points, they've done their job.
Yeah, and this is the opening series,
Yes.
and so it's all important that they make the stop here.
So it's 4th down and about 18 yards to go for Petersburg at the James Monroe 22-23 line. You got 3 receivers split to the far side of the field. You got to put some pressure on this quarterback, Scott. Scott barks out the signals. Looks, plants, fires a pass, and it's going to be intercepted, nearly intercepted, and nearly caught for a touchdown, but it falls incomplete in the end zone. And a Yellow Jackets hole. Yes, big defensive stand there by James Monroe.
All right, march right down the field, fellas.
Got to come down the field and put some points on the board. They trail by 4 with 4:25 to go here in this third quarter.
Let's see if the Big O has still got their mojo here.
Yeah, I was looking at Caroline. They played last night, Bob. They beat Thomas Jefferson in overtime, 32-31.
Wow.
So they're 2-2 on the season.
It's just been one of those seasons so far. What can you say?
Kind of strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
First and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Quarterback under center and a nice hole. Bats it to the outside. Cuts it back. Nice block. And he cuts it back to the inside, trying to pick up some blockers. He may go 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, James Monroe. There's a flag back up the field.
Kidding.
What is that flag all about? That's the second touchdown they've called back tonight. Going to be a holding call against James Monroe. My goodness.
Such a shame.
Bring it back. That's the second time tonight. That was a 77-yard touchdown run that's going to be called back.
Yeah, the guy that did it, I can't call his number out, but he's catching it from Coach Survey.
And Coach Survey is on the referees for making that call. I mean, the flag was thrown right around the 25-yard line. He was at least at 40-yard line before they threw the flag.
I know,
my goodness.
Yeah. I don't think you see things like that in the pros. You know, if somebody broke loose and they didn't break loose because of the.
If it didn't affect the play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was well away from where the play was, and that's a costly mistake by the Yellow Jackets, and that's going to bring it back to about to the 14-yard line, where it will be first and about 17 yards to go for James Monroe. What a run by Johnson. Petersburg jumping around, and that's going to be another run up the middle into the secondary. Johnson on the carry out across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
That ate up some of it.
Yes, this kid is playing tonight, Bob.
Yeah, I say cut him loose every chance you get. They got their one, but we got our 24.
How does this affect the psyche of a team that's really struggling and playing well at times, only to have something like that happen where they've called back 2 touchdowns tonight?
2 touchdowns called back tonight. 2 nice, long touchdowns. Right.
So, second down and 7 yards to go for James Monroe. Zach Davis under center, turns, hands it off. That's Johnson again on a carry, and kind of submarining his way through out to the 33-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down.
Wow.
They marked that right. Yes.
Yeah. First down, Jackets.
So the Yellow Jackets getting a first down. 3:03 to go here in the third quarter. Zach Davis, quarterback, 6'5", 180, junior. Zach has done a great job tonight orchestrating this offense. Zach, and that's going to be Johnson on the carry out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Come on, JM, let's put together a drive here. It's no hurry. Take all the time you need here.
Exactly.
Then you got to come back and play defense.
Well, if there aren't too many two-way players, and they're getting a good rest.
Yes. Second down, 8 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. Trips And the Yellow Jackets
Oh,
snapped
that
the
is a
ball.
shame. That is
Now they
a
fall on it. What in the heck happened on that play? Zach Davis was looking toward the bench. He was going to take a timeout. Center snapped the ball anyway.
And he snapped it on the ground. I don't know what.
Yeah, Davis wasn't ready for the snap. So I have no clue what's going on here now. So the Yellow Jacket, Edward Hampton Jr., number 34, checking into the jam lineup. Zach Davis is right back out there. Boy, they were in a pretty good situation there, Bob.
Yeah,
Now they've got about a mile to go to pick up this first down. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. Zach has not thrown the ball deep tonight. Got to get rid of it. Got to throw it. And he finally throws it, and a receiver was near him. Near the ball, rather. That was Chris Reeves-Williams. Should not be a grounding call. But the Yellow Jackets
have to punt.
Blew an opportunity there. They were moving the ball so well against this Petersburg team. Now they've got to punt here, and we need a good punt.
Yeah, got to get down the field in case somebody bobbles the ball.
Chris Cargill, the punter. Cargill standing right around his 6-yard line. Chris needs a real good punt here. Cargill takes his time, gets off a nice punt. Needs to take a jam bounce, and it does. And it's going to be down by number 53. That's Dylan Major coming up with downing the football. So Petersburg, what, Bob, about 48 yards away?
Looks like more like 50, 52 or 3, doesn't it?
53 yards, you're right. No, you're absolutely correct.
So
don't ever ask me.
No.
Don't ever ask me to get change for you.
No, I trust you. I trust you.
I can't count.
No, you usually got the Hawkeye up there.
I have to take my shoes off to count. So here we go, 1st and 10 for Petersburg, and the Yellow Jackets need a big break here. They need a turnover on this first down play from Petersburg 47. That's Bailey on the run, runs into traffic, and the Yellow Jackets holding for a short gain. Might have picked up 5 yards on that run, setting up a second down, and about 3-4 yards to go for the Crimson Wave.
Yeah, for Bailey, you got to get him in the backfield and get him early.
Yes.
Ooh, somebody's limping over there.
Is that number 1? Yes, Bailey.
Oops.
Hey, we certainly hope it's not serious. But,
I noticed a bit of sarcasm.
we could use a couple of plays with him on the bench. Here we go, 2nd down and 3 yards to go. That's number 23 into the secondary and runs right through a couple of JM players down inside the 35 to the 34. They don't lose much, do they?
No, not there. And I was surprised. You know, we were so used to seeing Bailey make the big yards, and then when somebody else does it, then you get worried because, wow.
Hendricks on the carry. Jimmy Hendricks with the carry. So that's going to end the 3rd quarter of play here at Morris Stadium. Interesting matchup between Petersburg and James Monroe. It's the Crimson Wave leading your Yellow Jackets 14-10. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. First and 10 yards to go for Petersburg at the James Monroe 33-yard line. 12 minutes ago in this football game, Petersburg up by 4. Scott, the quarterback, hands it off to, that's number 23, trying to weave his way through. And that's Hendricks on the carry. Never did go down, did he?
No, and the JM had a gang tackle going on there.
Forward progress stopped at the 30-yard line. And Petersburg going with a little hurry-up offense here.
And Chris Carter made that initial hit there, and he was not about to let go. So
Messiah Scott, the quarterback, the freshman. Second down and 6 yards to go at the JM 31-yard line. And the quarterback awaits a snap from the center. Gets the snap, hands it off. That's number 23 popping through, pulled down short of picking up the first down. Hendricks again on the carry.
I don't think we've seen Bailey lately, have we?
No, we have not. You know, he limped out a little while ago. And I think he's over there resting on a bench. Don't wake him up.
Yeah, right. Or don't fix him up.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, of course.
No, we don't want injuries. So, but it's nice him not being in there.
Yeah.
Third down and 2 yards to go for Petersburg at James' 27-yard line. Big play here for the Yellow Jackets. Probably 2 down territory for Petersburg. And again, that's number 23. He's going to be hit and pulled back short of picking up the first down. About a yard shy. 4th down and 1. Big play here for Petersburg as well as James Monroe, Bob.
Yeah, D's stepping up here. Let's
Yes.
see what happens.
So 4th and a yard to go. Big play here. Deja vu all over again. We had a similar situation like this at the other end of the field. But it was more like 4th and about 12, I think.
All right, guys.
Yellow Jackets fans have got to start shouting defense.
Bailey's back in. He must have been just winded.
See if they try to draw him off sides. Yellow Jackets showing blitz. And that's going to be a handoff and a run. They've got the first down. Oh, he's close to it. Don't know. Right at the 25-yard line. So we'll have to wait and see.
We'll wait on the spot.
If it's at the 25, he's about a yard short.
It's going to be short, isn't it? So they're spotting the ball on the inside of the 25. They're going to have to take it. It's going to be. I thought that was 4th down. Am I correct?
I was almost sure of that.
So now bring the chain out. They're trying to eyeball it. You got to take an official's timeout. First down, James Monroe.
There you go.
Yes. They were standing there eyeballing it.
Right.
And all they had to do, the officials had to do, was take a timeout and bring the chain out. But we'll take the eyeball.
Yeah, no kidding. Especially that one.
Yes. So the Yellow Jackets hold. And they have the football at their 25-yard line. Plenty of time left in this football game. 9 minutes and 29 seconds to go. And the Yellow Jackets need a nice 9-minute drive here. You got receivers split to the near and far side of the field. On the center, Yellow Jackets keep it on the ground, and that's going to be Johnson on the carry out to the 30-yard line. So a gain of 5 yards on that first down carry.
Zach Davis doing a nice job of carrying out his fakes.
Yes.
He went back and faked a long throw, and that helped a little bit.
5-yard pickup on that first down. And number 3 coming in, that's Bonham bringing in the play. And number 6 for the Yellow Jackets coming out, Zion Alston, 5'9", 164 senior. Receivers split to the near and far side of the field. Great matchup on the near side, Bob. Let's see if they go to the Yellow Jackets again. Nice bounce out to about the 35. And if he got to the 35, that will be enough for a first down.
Yeah, I think he did make that.
Another Yellow Jacket.
First down. Nice job. Oh, by the way, while we're thinking about winning and all, how about the field hockey team? They are
Yes.
just outrageously good
On
this
fire.
year. On fire, yep. I think they're 4-0, and they just had a big victory over Eastern View.
Shut them out, didn't they?
They
3-0.
did. They did, yes, and that's highly unusual.
Yes. First and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. 3 receivers split to the far side of the field, 1 to the near. Guess where I'm coming with the football? To the near side. And what do they do? Throw it to the far side. And that's number 15 trying to get away, and he's going to be stacked up on the far side of the field. And that's number 15. That's Chris Reeves Williams.
Yeah, he's a great receiver, but
Yes.
didn't seem to get a break on that turn.
Loss of a couple of yards, setting up a second down, and about 12 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. They need perfect play calling and execution here to maintain this drive. I mean, they could come back and win this football game, and what a boost that would be to this team.
It would be.
Second and 12 yards to go at their 31-yard line. Zach Davis, the quarterback, rolling to his left. Plants, fires the ball across his body with the catch. And it's at the 38-yard line with the reception.
To Woolridge.
That's Woolridge, 6'2", 187 junior, coming up with the catch. Getting out of bounds, stopping the clock, 7:31 to go.
Not bad for Davis rolling to his left.
Yes.
He got right much on that football.
Difficult pass, isn't it?
It is.
Throwing the ball against your body. First of all, you got to plant and throw it. And he had just enough on it to come up with that great throw. Trips to the far side of the field. Davis from the pistol formation gets the snap, looking, plants, fires a pass over the head of the intended receiver. He had him on a slant coming across the middle, Bob. That was Alston, and Zach was just a little bit high with that football.
Yeah, it was one of those things where too much strength and ball was rising on him. That's going to be a fourth down, though.
So big, pretty much the ball game could rest on this play here. Yellow Jackets, if they don't pick up a first down here, Bob, well, they're going to have to punt it away. It's fourth down, correct?
Correct,
Yes.
yeah. 4th and 5. It's a shame.
Got to put it on the defense. They got to get the ball back. Yellow Jackets are still in this football game. They have played well tonight. So the Yellow Jackets punter standing back at his 25 gets off a punt. It's a line drive, and he fumbles a football. The Yellow Jackets fall on him.
That helped.
My goodness, number 53. That's Dylan Major coming up with a fumble recovery on the muff by Petersburg.
Nothing like a line drive punt to make you miss it.
And you know what? That ball had a bad spin on it, that punt.
Yeah.
And it was the return man was unable to grasp it. And thus he fumbled it, and Dylan right there on top of it.
As he was trying to read the writing on the side of the football there.
Boy, that's the break the Yellow Jackets needed.
Yeah.
First and 10 for James Monroe at Petersburg's 28-yard line. The Yellow Jackets taking a timeout, and we'll keep it right here.
Yeah, take time out there.
Dr. Blackburn.
We're gonna take a time out.
No,
We're gonna stay here.
we're gonna stay here.
Good.
We're not going anywhere.
Right. I'm too tired to get up anyway.
Cheerleading squad will be having Spirit Night at the Chipotle on Jeff Davis Highway.
Well, next, let's see what we got coming up next Friday night. Well, tonight we're talking about other games tonight, some key games. Colonia Forge at C.D. Hilton tonight. Holland Springs hosting Riverbend. Spotsylvania at Orange. King George at Stafford. North Stafford hosting William Fleming. Massapona's at Matoaka. Mountain View at Potomac. Chancellor hosting Liberty. Eastern View at Brentsville. That's the team you got to watch in the area, Bob. Eastern View.
Yeah.
Sussex Central at Colonia Beach and Rappahannock at Washington and Lee. A robbery down in the Northern Neck. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the Petersburg 29-yard line. Plenty of time. JM trailing by 4. Yellow Jackets keep it on the ground. And a nice fake, but it didn't fool one guy on that defense.
Yeah, and he got in there and got him for a couple-yard loss.
So Johnson on the carry might have got back to the line of scrimmage. And that's going to set up a 2nd down. When do you start throwing the ball? Or when do you try to get Johnson on the wing?
If they do it, they're gonna have to throw like on 2nd down. If they get to 3rd down and all, it's
and they need a touchdown.
Yeah.
So 2nd and 11 for James Monroe. Trips on the far side of the field. Zach Davis pitch. There you go. Get Johnson to the outside. Cuts it back inside. Nice run down inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line.
He's what you call a scat back.
Yes, he is. And he makes the perfect cut down in all that traffic.
Yeah, I like that pitch idea because when AJ sees some field in front of him, he makes the most of it.
And you got to get him out in space where he can utilize his quickness and speed. 1st and 10 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at Petersburg's 16-yard line. Yellow Jackets don't have to hurry here. Just take your time and execute. One receiver to the far side, trips to the near. Quarterback, Zach, pitches back to Johnson, cuts it back inside, puts his head down near the 10 to about the 11-yard line. I'll take that.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I think it's wise to give him the pitch, get the ball in his hands, and
let him decide what he wants to do. Let him play off those blocks out there.
Yeah, that was
and trying to weave and pick his way through. So a gain of about 3 yards on that run, setting up a 2nd down, and about 7 yards to go. You got number 14 into the lineup. That's Turner White to the far side, along with number 3 Barnum. 2 receivers to the near side, sends one man in motion to the far side, looking to throw the football, has a man wide open into the end zone, touchdown.
Yes.
Chris Reeves Williams, and that's going to be about a 12-yard touchdown pass from Zach Davis to Chris Reeves Williams. He had him perfectly thrown ball by Zach. And the Yellow Jackets back on top 16-14 with 5:12 to go in this football game. Important extra point here by James Monroe, the left foot kicker. The snap, the hold, the kick, it's up, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 5:12 to go in this 4th quarter here at Maury Stadium. We've got a ball game. It's James Monroe 17, Petersburg 14. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to a noisy Maury Stadium. First time we've been in this position this year.
Yeah,
I like it.
In the 4th quarter. That's for sure.
And it's a familiar feeling for us.
It is, and we're not going to get happy yet.
No, we got to hold on. 5:12 to go in this football game. 17-14. Jam up by 3, kicking off to Petersburg. The Yellow Jackets need a good kick into the end zone. We get a line drive kick, and it's picked up off the ground on a return and out across the 30 to about the 34-yard line.
1st and 10
Yeah, the guys got down the field. That was good. He looked like he was picking and choosing his holes there, and they closed down on him pretty quickly.
Petersburg 71 yards away from Pay Dirt with 5:06 to go in this football game. Boy, we've had a good football game tonight. Glad to have you along tonight on Cox Channel 41 and 83, Verizon Channel 41, and on the World Wide Web at regionalwebtv.com. Got it all. Jim was looking at me. Oh, he's going to mess it up. First and 10 to go for Petersburg. Yellow Jackets have got to come up with big defensive plays. Now we get a timeout. Delay of game.
Timeout.
Yeah, they took it just in time, Bob.
Okay, gotcha.
So we'll keep it right here. And next week we are on the road. Oh, a short trip.
Yeah, I think to Chancellor, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Am I right, Jim? You don't know?
Yeah, I should. Wait a minute, I have that.
Bob, you got everything over there.
I'm thinking I have it stuffed in the back here. Let me see.
Give me a menu for Captain D's. Pull that out over there, too.
No, I balled that one up. I'm sorry. All right.
You got the one for the croaker spot when we were in Petersburg.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, right. Well, that was one fine place, I tell you.
You know, we went down there this summer.
Did you go? Yeah. Food still good?
Still good.
Yeah, all right.
First and 10 yards to go for Petersburg as Bob searches through his pile of papers over there. And they keep it on the ground, trying to turn the corner. And boy, they had him hemmed up in the backfield.
He got away. And
he got away.
Fine.
So out to the 40-yard line. Clock continues to run here. 4:49 to go in this fourth quarter here at Maury Stadium. Yellow Jackets trying to pick up their first win of the season. They are 0-3, and Petersburg 2-0. Second, and about 5 yards to go. That's going to be number 1 on the carry again. He rolls forward, and they need to spot it right at the 45. Don't give him the roll here. So they will spot it at the 45-yard line. Oh, and they're going to give him the first.
Yeah, they're moving the chains.
The chain was about 6 inches past the 45, and they gave him the first down. I don't like that.
No, these guys have been spotting a lot. Of course, it was Tajam's advantage down here before, though, so we'll go with it.
First and 10 for Petersburg at their 45. And that's going to be a loss in the backfield. Yeah. What a defensive play. Charlie Fry Jr.
Attaboy, Charlie.
Yes. That's the councilman's son. And the school teacher's son. Don't want to leave mom out.
No kidding.
Big play by Charlie Fry. Loss of 3.5 yards on that play, setting up a second. And about 14 yards to go for Petersburg. 3:42 to go in this fourth quarter. Quarterback and a handoff and a run up the middle and a nice defensive tackle. Let's see if we can't pick up some of those players down inside. And number 44, that's Fry again. Coming to life here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I see him going back, and he's firing up the rest of those guys. That's good. That's good.
Big sign. Third down play here, 3rd and 11, facing the Crimson Wave Tide. Which is it?
Crimson Wave.
That's right. So 3rd and 11 yards to go for Petersburg at their 44-yard line. The Yellow Jackets probable passing down here for Petersburg. Quarterback looking to throw the football.
Watch one.
He's looking, steps up, and dumps it across the middle. Incomplete. No good. Flag on the far side of the field. Let's see if somebody had left early on that line of scrimmage for Petersburg.
When did that flag come out? Because I was wondering if...
And guess what? I would decline the penalty here.
Yeah.
The play.
Yeah.
So once again, might be against the Yellow Jackets. They're talking to Petersburg. points against Petersburg. Great.
So, why didn't they decline it? You're right. I guess they figured they're going to go on fourth down regardless.
So, well, this makes it a little bit, it makes it difficult here. Third down and about 14 yards to go for Petersburg. Ball at the 39-yard line. Ineligible receiver penalty against Petersburg. 2 minutes and 46 seconds to go in this football game. Yellow Jackets staring a win. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You told him what to do. You just didn't say it loud enough.
I didn't want to give him another shot at it. So 4th and 11 for Petersburg at their 44-yard line. Yellow Jackets have got to come up and make a big defensive play here.
Yeah, tackle number 1, even if he doesn't have it. Okay.
Let's see if they blitz here on 4th down. Here come the Yellow Jackets, and a pass, and it's over the head of the intended receiver. Falls incomplete. Great play, 2:39 to go.
All right, Jackets, don't get totally conservative here, but keep that football.
And I'm going to sit down and behave myself. Don't want to get too happy, too up.
This is a pleasant surprise. The Jackets are in the game, and they scored when they had to.
Yes. So the Yellow Jackets, for the first time this year, Bob, had some things fall in place for them. That allowed them to come back and score.
Yeah, and look at the 2 setbacks, the long touchdown runs, and they didn't let it get to them. That's great.
And this thing should not be this close. Having to take those 2 touchdowns off the board. So here we go, 1st and 10 yards to go. I would not throw one pass. Got to run the ball, run time off the clock. Yellow Jackets keep it on the ground, and that's a nice hard run down inside the 40.
Yeah, Conaway
on the carry, pickup of about 8 yards on that bruising run by Conaway.
He is a bread and butter guy.
Yes.
If you need from 3 to 5 yards, he'll get it for you.
And did you see him with both hands on that football?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So the play coming in from the JM bench, Turner White bringing in the play. Number 3, Barnum coming out. 2nd and about 3 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at the Petersburg 38-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this football game. The Yellow Jackets need a first down. There's a handoff. They've got the first down. Johnson on the carry, cuts it back inside down to the Petersburg 32-yard line.
Moving the chains.
Ball control here.
Moving the chains.
Don't want any mistakes, any penalties on this possession here. Minute 51 to go, and as soon as they set the chain, the clock will start. 1st and 10 yards to go for James Monroe. Check out your running game here. You got some sure-handed people in that backfield. You got to keep both hands on the football. Quarterback under center. Turns, hands it off. Johnson. There you go. Just ride the waves.
Yeah. Ride the crimson wave.
Yep. Down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Minute 20 to go in this game here at Morris Stadium. Yellow Jackets certainly want to get out of that winless column.
Absolutely, and that may just change their whole attitude. And,
we've seen spurts of this team, but tonight was the first time this year they put together a complete football game.
Yeah.
2nd and 7 yards to go. Yellow Jackets. And a pitch run around the right side, cuts it back inside, down inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line. It's going to set up a 3rd down. And will Petersburg take a timeout? Yes. Petersburg taking a timeout. 43 seconds to go, barring a miracle.
Yeah, there's 2 more plays left in this football game, and JM's going to use 3rd and 4th down to their advantage.
So the Yellow Jackets, time-consuming drive, and they've got to control the football, and they've done that.
Yeah, they're starting to gel, come together as a team.
Yes. So it's good to see the Yellow Jackets putting it all together here. 3rd and about 7 yards to go for your JM Yellow Jackets. They lead by 3, 17-14, 43 seconds remaining in this football game. So the Yellow Jackets will only take, what is it, 2nd down?
3rd down. 7. Yep.
You got 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Interesting play called here. Let's see.
Yep.
Yellow Jackets, and they're gonna don't do anything fancy. Johnson on the carry. Just make sure you don't fumble that football. 36 seconds to go.
Somebody call a timeout.
Petersburg will be 4th down and 6 yards.
That should be their last.
Should be their last.
Uh-huh.
And I wouldn't kick the football. Maybe if I kick it, I would kind of pooch it, Bob.
Yeah.
You really don't have to kick it. You could run a play here.
Or you could fake a punt and take off.
I love you thinking there, partner.
Well, that's JM brand football, isn't it?
Love you thinking there, partner.
That's right.
4th down and about 5 yards to go for James Monroe. So let's see what the brain folks on the JM side of the field, what they were thinking as. Coach Survey, the genius that he is, football down on the sideline. All right, here we go. Big 4th down play. For the Yellow Jackets, 36 seconds remaining. This would be a huge win for them, though. If they can hold on.
Yeah.
So 4th down and 5 yards to go. The Yellow Jackets, they're going to run a play. And Petersburg is right there, coming up with the stop with 31 seconds to go. And I don't think they have any more timeouts, do you?
No, I think what they're doing is just switching up the sides here.
Yes.
And
they only got to play defense for 31 seconds.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I would have somebody tackle number 1 whether he has it or not. Or at least be in his face. So
31 seconds to go. Petersburg with one last shot here. And the Yellow Jackets have got to put somebody back there in center field. You don't want any receiver to get behind you.
Yeah, there's Bailey out there wide right.
1st and 10. And the quarterback looking, Scott steps up.
Come on.
He's going to run the football. You got to hit him. No, my goodness, a missed tackle. He goes down in Petersburg territory down to the 48-yard line. You didn't want to give up that much yardage.
They're going to go to the hurry up here.
Yes, 21 seconds to go. Petersburg with a 1st and 10 at their 41-yard line. Got to put some pressure on Scott, the quarterback, under center, spikes the football, stopping the clock with 18 seconds to go.
They're going to work out a play over there.
So I'm looking at maybe 3 plays. Looking at some scores tonight. Hilton leading Colonial Forge 34-28 in the 4th quarter.
Wow.
Holland Springs 13, Riverbend 6. Stafford beating King George 28-6 in the 4th quarter. Here we go, back to live action. It's 2nd down and 10 yards to go at the 49. Quarterback looking downfield, rifles a pass. It's going to be picked off by James Monroe. That'll return into Petersburg territory, taken down inside the 40, and the Yellow Jackets come up with a big defensive play to end the threat by Petersburg. My goodness.
Hey, you know he was looking for Bailey, and
yes.
wow.
So the Yellow Jackets with the big interception denying Petersburg a comeback victory here on the road. 7 seconds to go. The Yellow Jackets can take a knee here. We're getting a signal by JM to take a timeout. What's that all about?
I think they want to run a player.
And they're dancing in the seats here at Martin Stadium. And we're doing the electric slide here in the press box.
Yeah. Nice move. Nice move.
Thank you very much.
Oh, got the Hall of Fame of rock and roller too.
So the Yellow Jackets, what a play. Good way to be rewarded for hard play.
Absolutely, and they did what they had to do when they had to do it.
Yes, they did. So Yellow Jacket will have to take a knee here. Great win for James Monroe tonight. Petersburg coming up with their first loss of the season.
Yeah, that bus trip's going to be a little bit long for them.
Yes.
Oh, well.
Play a different brand of football up here in the battlefield. That's going to do it. Yellow Jackets taking a knee. Come from behind win by James Monroe. It's like winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and this I think will turn the table.
Disappointed Petersburg team. They got a great team over there with a lot of young players, but it was not their night tonight. The Yellow Jackets come from behind to win it. Final score, JM 17, Petersburg 14. We'll be back to wrap it up after this timeout. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. The Yellow Jackets with a come-from-behind win tonight over Petersburg 17-14. And here's Bob Blackburn with all of the scoring in this exciting game tonight.
Okay, the Jackets looked like they were going to bust the game open the first quarter, and they scored at 2:25. I'm sorry, at 8:25 on a 14-yard TD run by A.J. Johnson. Point after was good. The JM team took a 7-0 lead into the second quarter. Petersburg scored at 11:48 on a 51-yard run by Upton Bailey. What a night he had. Point after was good, 7-7. Then JM scored the next time on a 33-yard field goal, which turned out to be the difference in the game. Yeah, by Hernandez, and that made it 10-7 JM. Petersburg took the lead at 4:42 on a 79-yard TD run by none other than Upton Bailey. Point after was good, and Petersburg led at the end of the third period, 14-10. I'm sorry, at the end of the half. Third period, no score at all. And in the fourth quarter, JM did what they had to do. They marched down the field and finally scored on the 12-yard TD pass from Davis to Chris Reeves-Williams. And the point after was good, and JM took a 17-14 victory over Petersburg tonight here at Maury Stadium.
Big win, Bob, for James Monroe, defeating an undefeated team coming in here tonight. Petersburg 2-0. Yellow Jackets pick up their first win. boy, the coaching staff, and what can we say about the players? We did not see them quit all night tonight.
No, this is what they needed, Herman. This is what they needed to make themselves believe in themselves.
Put together a complete game, and what happens? You get rewarded by a W.
Absolutely. And I keep thinking two touchdowns called back, and we would have been sitting here on Easy Street.
We've been laughing down the stretch here.
Right.
But a little thriller at the end. The Yellow Jackets had to hold on, and the big key interception to seal the win for James Monroe. Looking at some scores tonight, partial scores, four-quarter scores. Stafford on top of King George, 28-6. Orange 40, Spotsylvania 6. Look like the Knights will pick up their first loss of the season. Liberty Bilton 41, Chancellor nothing in the fourth quarter. And we got a James Monroe score here in the fourth quarter. Petersburg 14, James Monroe 10. Let's scratch through that.
And
17-14, a win by James Monroe. Mountain View 28, Potomac 7 in the fourth quarter. North Stafford pounding William Fleming 56-21 at the half. And it was Kettle Run beating Culpeper 40-13. And Sussex Central and Colonia Beach scoreless. Washington Lee 28, Rappahannock 21 at the half. Final scores: Massaponax beat Matoaka 54-14, and it was Easton View downing Brentsville by the score of 42-7. Any final comments, Bob?
Well, thank goodness tonight the Jackets finally put a game together, and they held on. They built their confidence. Davis started for the Jackets and finished for the Jackets. Did a nice job. A.J. Johnson had a great night. The defense was all over Petersburg. What can you say? They put it together, and
Yes.
and the thing of it is they showed heart, and I like that. I really like that a lot.
And it goes to show you they are developing their own personality, Bob.
Yeah.
You know, and they didn't let that 0-3 start affect the outcome of tonight's football game. Matter of fact, it probably made them more determined to come out and fight harder tonight, because this is the type of team that we saw in spurts in all three of those losses.
We did.
We knew they were capable, but they just couldn't put it all together. Tonight, they had a complete game plan defensively and offensively, and the end result is a reward, a 17-14 victory. So congratulations to the JM players and the coaching staff and the fans who really support this JM team. And Bob, next Friday we're at Chancellor High School for more high school football.
Yeah, I have a strange feeling. Normally at this time, JM has a winning record, and they have to beat Chancellor. Of course, Chancellor beat them for the first time in a while last year, and then the Cortland game coming up not too long after that, and this year, poor Chancellor hasn't won a game yet, and I don't know about Cortland. Did they do anything tonight? Are they playing?
My scoreboard just walked away.
Okay. But to make a long story short, things have flip-flopped a little bit,
Yes.
but the Jackets took a good step forward tonight.
And can establish some dominance now.
Yeah.
Their confidence level went from 0 to 100 tonight, and they can come out and compete for the rest of the season. And I've seen teams with 5-5 records make it to the playoffs, Bob.
I have too. In fact, I saw a 2-8 make it one year.
That's right. So congratulations, and a big win for James Monroe, 17-14 the final score. That's going to wrap it up for us here at Maury Stadium tonight. See you next Friday night on the road at Chancellor High School. So for Bob Blackburn and for Jim Chandler, I'm Herman Kay saying so long from Maury Stadium.